You know, in life, if you're some other channels, when you have a home, there are different types of guests that you have in your home. The first type of guest is that person that when you want him to come to your home, you think you're happy, you're so happy that this person has come to your home. And when this person comes to your home, what happens is you don't want him to leave. And so when he says, oh, I'm going to leave now, you say, no, just sit down, have a cup of tea, have something to eat. You've not had biscuits yet, you've not had fruit yet, you've not had the sweet dish yet. And we'll try and convince this person to stay because we want him to stay in our house. We want him to stay in our house. The second type of person. The second type of the person is the person that comes to your house. Okay, you don't mind him coming to your house, but you don't want him staying a long time. You want him to leave as soon as possible. So what you'll do is you'll quickly serve the tea. You'll quickly give the biscuits, and you quickly have a biscuit, have something to eat, and you'll try and convince him to finish it as soon as possible. And then on purpose, if he's staying a little bit longer and talking, you just make an act of looking at your watch, and that's a hint to him that you need to go somewhere, and basically you want him to leave. And so that person, you'll make excuses, you'll say to him, look, and if you are rash enough, you might say to him, look, brother, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave now because I've got somewhere to go. Even if you do not have anywhere to go, or you'll say, I've got something to do. I've got something important to do, so please, I'm going to ask you to leave now. And that type of guest, you don't want staying in your house. Then the third type. The third type is that person you don't even want to come to your house. You don't even want him to come to your house, and you'll make any excuse. I'm busy, so don't come today, don't come today, don't come today, don't come today. Okay, I'll see you later, I'll do this. Or whatever, you make all sorts of excuses. And you don't really want that person to come to your house. Viewers of Madani Channel, the masjid is the house of Allah Azza wa Jalla. What type of guest are we? Are we that type of guest that when we go there, we get the feeling that we don't want to leave here? We want to stay here. We want to spend time in here. Yeah. We've got this peace and tranquility, and we don't really want to leave here. We feel it almost like a burden having to leave here. It's like a problem that, why I don't want to leave, but I have to leave, So you don't want to leave there, and you feel comfortable there. And you've got that spiritual comfort there, that peace of mind there, that peace of heart there, and you feel that you could spend hours there. Then there's that person that goes to the masjid. And when he goes there, he wants to leave as soon as possible. Okay, he's going to the masjid, which is a good thing. But as soon as he goes there, as soon as he's performed his fard, he's out to the masjid. He wants to do a minimum dua, he's out to the masjid. He might miss his sunnahs and nafils, and he's out to the masjid. And the third type of person is that type of person that Allah Azza wa Jalla does not even bless him with the opportunity to go to the house. Question for all of us viewers of Madani Channel. What type of person are we? Do we have that attachment to the house of Allah Azza wa Jalla, to the masjid, that when we go there, we want to stay there? We feel comfortable and we don't want to leave here. But our day-to-day routine, our day-to-day responsibilities, our family, our work, force us to leave there. But we don't want to leave there because we feel peace of mind there. Or are we that person that we want to leave as soon as possible? Or are we that unfortunate person that we're not even blessed with the opportunity of entering the house of Allah Azza wa Jalla? And think to yourself, why is this? Why is it that I do not have the connection with the house of Allah Azza wa Jalla? Why is it that I don't want to go to the house of Allah Azza wa Jalla? And in many instances, viewers on the channel, it is our own fault. We'll make up 1,000,001 excuses. And these excuses are really whispers of shaitan. I haven't got time. I've got this to do. I've got that to do. I've got him to see. I've got to be this. I can't do this. I can't do that. And we'll make all sorts of excuses. Even though you do have time, you can go to the masjid, because there'll be times when you're sleeping that you could go to the masjid, the times when you're eating that you could go to the masjid, the times when you're resting that you could go to the masjid. But we make all of these excuses. And we find it harder. We find it so hard in the morning to lift that blanket up and go and perform wuzu and go to the masjid. That's how strong we are. That's how strong we are, that we aren't strong enough to even lift that blanket. You may think that you can lift pounds, you can lift this, you can do all these exercises, you can run a marathon, you can ride a bike for 50 miles, you can't even lift up that blanket in the morning and read your namaz and go to the masjid. Allahu Akbar. And then what happens is we make feeble excuses. Oh, it's raining. I can't go, it's raining. I'll get a cold if I go out in the rain. Oh, my back hurts. Oh, I can't go to the masjid today, my back hurts. Oh, I've got a headache. And we make all these excuses. But when it comes to earning money, when it comes to an opportunity to make overtime, when it comes to make all these excess money, then we forget our etiquette. Oh yeah, I've got a back in, but you know what? I need to do this. I need to do this. It's a great opportunity. I'm not going to get overtime very often, so I'm going to make sure I make that money. And you'll take some paracetamol, you'll take some painkillers so that you can go and make that overtime. You'll go and make sure that you perform that. But when it comes, to going to the masjid, then we make all sorts of excuses. When it comes to earning money, we'll put on a hard put on a raincoat because it's raining outside. We'll put on a jumper because it's outside. We'll make sure that we get all these coverings upside. To the extent that it's an opportunity to make extra money, we won't catch the bus. We'll get a taxi to protect ourselves because we're going to make so much money. But when it comes to making rewards, when it comes to the blessings of the masjid, then all of a sudden, excuses galore, excuses galore, excuses galore. Allahu Akbar. And again, it's something that we need to reflect on. The Prophet of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has told us that when you go and perform namaz in the masjid, it is 27 times more rewardable, 27 times more sawab than performing it at home. And again, we make all these people excuses. But if I was to say to you, look, viewers of Madani Channel, look, I'm giving you a job, it's £10 an hour. If you work at home, it's £10 an hour. But if you come to my place, I will pay you £270 an hour. I will pay you 27 times more. So if you're making $10, I'll pay you $270. If you're making 100 rand, I'll pay you 2,700 rand an hour. If you're making 1,000 rupees an hour, I'll pay you 27,000 rupees an hour. Come to my place. You tell me, hey, what excuses would you make? Would you say, no, it's raining outside, I can't come? Would you say, no, my back hurts, I can't come? I'll do it at home. Reflect, viewers of Madani Channel. Why is this? These are all whispers of shaitan that keep us away from the house of Allah Azza wa Jal.
We love Madani Channel. We love Madani Channel. We love Madani Channel.